Another nightmare. Prince Harry's image totally ruined after Couric unmasks his darkest time. Couric is not holding back her thoughts in her new memoir. The journalist was not afraid to vilify some of the high-profile celebrities she encountered throughout her career as a broadcaster, including the likes of royalty such as Prince Harry and Andrew. It's been a whirlwind year for Prince Harry, and yet he still has so many projects on the horizon. Between his recent trip to New York City with wife Meghan Markle, the couple's first since welcoming daughter Lilibet Diana, his forthcoming memoir, and the couple's Archie Foundation, there's a lot in store for the Duke of Sussex. Among the many new roles Prince Harry will be filling in his post-senior royal life, is a leadership position on Aspen Institute's Commission on Information Disorder. Harry's co-workers will include the likes of Rashad Robinson, Chris Krebs, and Couric, whose new tell-all book resurfaced a difficult chapter from Harry's past. The 64-year-old TV presenter shares her 4-decade of experiences working in television in her new memoir called, Going There. In the book, Couric recalled her encounter with Harry during his wild oats sowing phase. During her meeting with the prince at a polo match in Brazil, she remembered that the smell of cigarettes and alcohol seemed to ooze from every pore in his body. But it's worth noting that during Harry's young adulthood, he struggled in the public eye with his mental health, and partying became the outlet through which he channeled the trauma of losing his mother, Princess Diana, when he was just 12 years old. Harry discussed mental health with Oprah Winfrey, in a wide-ranging interview for their Apple TV Plus documentary series that aims to remove the stigma around the topic. He spoke of the loss of his mother during the program and said that as a child he was so angry with what happened to her. The Duke of Sussex, who was 12 when Princess Diana died in 1997, said that in the years that followed few people around him discussed her death. Prince Harry has said he drank heavily, took drugs and had panic attacks while struggling to cope with the pressures of royal life during his late 20s and early 30s. 28 to probably 32 was a nightmare time in my life, he said. As a young royal with a party lifestyle, Harry was frequently featured in the UK's tabloid press. The prince said he drank heavily while unhappy. I would probably drink a week's worth in one day on a Friday or a Saturday night, he told Winfrey. And I would find myself drinking not because I was enjoying it but because I was trying to mask something. I was willing to drink, I was willing to take drugs, he said, adding, I was willing to try and do the things that made me feel less like I was feeling. The former Today host also criticized the prince's uncle Prince Andrew about his friendship with popular accused child predator Jeffrey Epstein. Couric was one of the guests invited to dinner at Epstein's $75 million New York townhouse in 2010, in which Andrew was in attendance. She described the setting as eyes wide shut with creepy chandeliers and body part art, while the guests ate lasagna out of shallow bowls. At the same time, the alleged sex predator was surrounded by other A-list guests such as Chelsea Handler, Woody Allen, and Charlie Rose. Her boyfriend at the time Brooks Perlin also noticed how young the women who took their coats were. I couldn't imagine what Epstein and Andrew were up to, apart from trying to cultivate friends in the media. Which, in retrospect, they must have figured they'd need when the paedophilia charges started rolling in, she wrote in her memoir. Besides taking the jabs at the royals and other celebrities, the author also opened up about the tragic death of her first husband, Jay Monathan, and that her fame caused a breach between them. She claimed her celebrity status took up residence in our marriage like an overbearing house guest. Her latest book is set to release in late October, which an 11-city book tour will accompany.